children, welcome to your very own channel Ammu&You. I'm Ammu and I'm here to tell you lovely stories from around the world. And today the story that I have for you has come all the way from Armenia. And it is a very funny counting story. Listen to it carefully. The name of the story is The Eighth Donkey. The counting story from Armenia. An Armenian merchant decided to sell some of his donkeys. Before he left the house, his wife said to him, "Make sure you keep counting the donkeys often. Tie them all together tightly and sell all 7. Don't lose any on the way." The merchant nodded. He counted 7 donkeys, mounted one of them, and set off. It was a long way to the market. When he had travelled a quarter of the distance, he counted his donkeys again, just to be sure if all were there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He counted. But where was the 7th? He could not see it in front of him. He could not see it behind him. "I've lost one," he was so worried, and got off just to make sure he had roped them properly together. He checked all the knots. They seemed tight enough. Perhaps he had miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He counted again. Delighted, he mounted one and continued his journey. It was a long way to the market. When he reached the halfway mark, he counted his donkeys again, just to be sure if they were still there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But where was the 7th? He could not see it. Not in front, not behind. "My wife will be so upset," he worried. How could one have slipped away? Dismayed, the merchant climbed down and counted his donkeys again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. "Ah, they're all here," he said in relief. He climbed on a donkey and continued towards the market. When he was 3/4 of the way there, he decided to check on them once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He counted. What? Again? Only 6? It was nowhere in the front. It was nowhere in the back. How could it have disappeared? "I must have missed something," he thought. He stopped at a nearby inn, tied up the donkeys, and went in to have a long drink of water. "Are those your 7 donkeys?" asked the innkeeper, looking out of the window. "Yes, indeed," said the merchant excitedly. "Do you see 7? The innkeeper looked closely. "Why, yes, I do." "Oh, of course. Are you sure?" "Of course I am," said the innkeeper, a little bewildered. The merchant ran joyfully and counted his donkeys again. Yes, they were all 7. "I do still have 7 donkeys," he said to himself. What a great mystery this all is. Mystery indeed, children. The merchant continued almost the way to the market. Just before he reached it, he checked on his donkeys. The last time, the elusive 7th donkey was gone again. Where did it go? Let me get down on the ground and check again. Perhaps I really should count them from the ground. So he dismounted and counted his donkeys, and sure enough, the 7th reappeared. From where, children? By now the merchant was very worried. "These are expensive donkeys," he thought. "I'm almost at the marketplace. Just to make sure I don't lose that 7th donkey, I'd better just walk the rest of the way." So he walked beside his donkeys on the road to the market. A little ahead, he saw a smart young lady walking beside her father. "We have no animals to ride," she said to him. "So we are walking to the marketplace." "But why are you walking instead of riding one of your donkeys?" The merchant explained. looking very pleased with himself. I have discovered something very interesting on this journey. I started with 7 donkeys, but the moment I mount one of them, I find I only have 6. When I get down, I find I have 7. I would rather have 7 donkeys to sell than 6. And so I decided it would be safest to walk to the marketplace to make sure I don't lose my 7th donkey. The woman looked very amused. Just 7? She asked. Why, my good man, I see no less than 8 donkeys before me. 8 donkeys? 8? Asked the merchant wonderingly. Yes, according to my count, there are 8 donkeys going to the marketplace, one after the other. The woman seemed so smart that the merchant did not bother to question her. When he reached the marketplace, he shouted loudly, 8 donkeys for sale! 8 donkeys for sale! A rich man came by and looked at the merchant's donkeys. 8? He said with surprise. I see only 7. It's a great mystery, the merchant said. I started the day with 7 donkeys, but on the way I met a smart young woman who said she saw a total of 8 donkeys on the way to the marketplace. The man laughed and they counted together, and the merchant found he only had the 7 he had started with. The man paid for the donkeys and left. On the way back, the merchant wondered for a while about what had happened, but in the end he was satisfied that he had done at least what he had set out to do. He had made a good profit too, selling all his 7 donkeys. That poor woman was not as clever as she looked, he thought. She must never have learned to count. And all the way home, he thought with great pity about the poor woman who did not know how to count. Children, isn't this hilarious? Could you solve the mystery? Tell me. Mounting on the donkey and counting, he finds 6, and getting off the donkey from the ground, he counts 7. How? I know you all are very smart. He was not counting the donkey that he was sitting on. What a foolish merchant he was. But I wish he learns, and he learns to really see things in totality. Now, children, I'm sure you would have loved this story. It's such a funny, cute story. So what are you supposed to do? Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get all the notifications from my channel. Share the link with all your friends and family so that they can also listen to all the stories that Ammu narrates for you. And let me know how you like the story. Thank you so much for all your love, support, and the messages that you sent me. I feel very happy to get them. Thank you for listening to the story. Wait for me till I come back with another story to narrate soon again. Bye-bye. Take care, and don't be foolish like the merchant. Always be smart.